U.S. science funding shift. Fewer grants, heightened competition, and political influence, the U.S. National Institutes of Health, NIH, and National Science Foundation, NSF, have undergone a significant policy shift, resulting in fewer awarded grants across all scientific and medical fields. This isn't simply a matter of reduced budgets. The administration has altered how funds are allocated, prioritizing large, upfront payments over traditional year-by-year funding. This change creates increased competition for researchers and concentrates limited resources into fewer projects. The new funding model, upfront payments and budget consolidation for years, the NIH has historically funded research incrementally. Now, under new White House directives, the agency is dispersing larger lump sums for multi-year projects upfront. While this might appear efficient on paper, the reality is that fewer total grants are being awarded. Competitive grant averages rose from $472,000 to over $830,000 in just 2 months. But this reflects a contraction in the overall number of funded projects, not an expansion of support. This shift concentrates funds into fewer hands, making securing funding more difficult for scientists. The Office of Management and Budget, OMB, pushed this policy to increase budget flexibility by locking in spending, even as the administration proposes severe cuts to agency budgets. The Senate and House rejected the proposed budget cuts, but the funding structure change remains in place. Political interference and workforce reduction. The shift in funding coincides with increased political oversight of federal science funding under the Trump administration. Grant reviews have been delayed while political appointees vet research. Projects mentioning diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI, have been culled, and thousands of employees have been forced into retirement or layoffs. The NIH alone lost nearly 14% of its workforce this year. This interference extends beyond personnel. The administration has canceled thousands of active grants, citing a lack of alignment with its priorities. While some reinstatements occurred through legal challenges, the overall impact is clear. Science funding is now subject to unprecedented political control. Declining grant numbers across disciplines analysis of over 300,000 NIH and NSF grants since 2015 reveals a widespread decline in funding across all areas of science and medicine. The combined budget for these agencies is approximately $60 billion annually, but fewer competitive awards are being made. NIH reduced funding in areas like cancer, diabetes, aging, neurological disorders, and public health. NSF decreased grants in biology, geosciences, STEM education, computer science, engineering, math, and physics. The only exception is the Office of the Director at NSF, which expanded fellowships in historically underfunded regions. But this growth does not offset the overall reduction in grants. The impact on researchers and future scientists, the decline in grant awards, translates directly into heightened competition. The acceptance rate for R01 grants, the most prestigious NIH awards, has dropped significantly. Researchers now face even lower odds of securing funding, with the National Cancer Institute only funding applicants in the top 4% based on agency scoring. The administration has also actively reduced funding for DEI-related research, with a steep decline in grants mentioning keywords related to diversity. The National Institute on Minority Health and Health Disparities saw a 61% reduction in competitive grants, the steepest decline across any NIH arm. Crucially, cuts extend to fellowships for future scientists. The NSF reduced graduate research fellowships by over 500 and imposed new eligibility restrictions that may further limit future funding opportunities. This short-sighted approach threatens America's long-term scientific leadership. Conclusion: the current shift in U.S. science funding is not merely a budgetary issue. It represents a deliberate restructuring of how research is financed, coupled with unprecedented political interference. The result is fewer grants, heightened competition, and a shrinking pipeline of future scientists. This policy risks undermining American scientific progress and ceding leadership in critical fields.